Today marks what would have been the 90th birthday of children's television icon Fred Rogers, and it's the 50th anniversary of his legendary show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. They've got a new documentary that's going to chronicle the life of the soft-spoken man who helped raise generations of children, and it's going to make it to the big screen this summer. Live at 12:30 is coming up next. Today's top national stories, including another possible bomb in Texas, the package that prompted a hazmat response at an Austin FedEx facility. Also, summer sausage. Clements signed a big deal with a big gig. What the Milwaukee meat maker is promising to do to the Summerfest grounds in time for this year's festival.
Right now, from Milwaukee, this is today's TMJ4 live at 12:30.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Vince Vetrano. If you're just tuning in, quick look at our top stories that we're on top of for you this afternoon. Breaking news out of Maryland. A student gunman is dead after he shot two other students at Great Mills High School this morning. The St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office reporting that the school resource officer fired one round at the shooter and the shooter fired back. Police are not sure at this time if the shooter was killed from the officer's bullet. One male student is in stable condition, a female student in critical condition. A new explosion in Texas overnight after another package blew up at a Federal Express facility. This one was in San Antonio. Police are investigating to see if this new blast is connected to the four other explosions over the last 3 weeks in Austin. And police also deployed a hazardous materials squad to check a FedEx shipping facility near Austin's airport to investigate reports of a suspicious package there. It is still not known whether or not that is linked. And an update to the missing mother and son. Milwaukee police now say Tiana McMillan and Xavier Young have been found safely. They were in Madison. Summerfest just 99 days away. A new hometown partner has just joined on. They announced the Milwaukee sausage maker Clements as a new sponsor of a new stage. Summerfest also plans for a beer garden to be part of the entertainment with all kinds of promotions and giveaways. Send things over to Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brian Niznansky, who's presiding over spring now for approximately 1 hour.
1 hour of spring so far, and it definitely doesn't feel like it. We've been cold, we've been windy, but at least we've had the sun. That is now gone. You can see as we look at the sky cams here, a mostly cloudy sky across much of the area. Let's go right downtown, and you see what I mean here. Lots of clouds overhead. Still some breaks in the clouds. I'm not going to rule out sunshine completely, but again, more clouds than sun out there this afternoon with the current temperature of 32 degrees. The wind speeds and directions you can see out of the northeast here. Again, bringing in some chilly air for us at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. We can see some gusts up to 30 miles per hour this afternoon. As we look across southeastern Wisconsin, the temperatures are in the 30s, 32 in Beaver Dam, 32 in Racine, 34 degrees in Kenosha. The next 12 hours, not warming up much at all. We might touch 35, 36 at some point this afternoon. 31 degrees by 8 o'clock, by 10 o'clock 31, and by midnight around 32 degrees. Quiet weather continues today and tonight. That could change towards the end of the week, watching the storm system for this weekend, and we'll let you know when we finally start to warm up coming up here in a few minutes, Vince.
All right, Brian, and it's severe weather across the south overnight as tornadoes, hail, and rain slam the region, causing widespread damage and power outages. Here's NBC's Blake McCoy.
This morning, parts of the southeast waking up bruised and battered after wicked weather tore through the region overnight. A powerful storm system dumping hail the size of tennis balls across Alabama.
That is some hail right there.
Powerful tornadoes also tearing across the state, ripping roofs off homes and businesses, knocking down trees and power lines, and leaving behind a long trail of destruction.
The building behind me is completely gone. Like, there's nobody there. It's just wiped off.
The National Weather Service confirming at least 3 tornadoes touching down in northern Alabama. Jacksonville State University was especially hard hit. The campus took a beating, the basketball arena and dorms suffering extensive damage.
My apartment building, the whole roof is completely torn off. The whole third floor is gone, and it looks like it's about to cave in.
It could have been much worse. Most of the students are away on spring break.
I can't believe that I'm still here standing and talking to y'all right now, honestly, so I'm just glad I'm here.
More local news now. A Kenosha teenager accused of stabbing his classmate to death will face trial as an adult. A Kenosha County judge denied a motion to move Timothy Carson to juvenile court yesterday. Carson was 15 years old when he was charged with second-degree intentional homicide in the death of Dejan Taylor at Bradford High School last April. Criminal complaint states that the boys were fighting over a girl when things went too far. After about 4 years on the job, Germantown's fire chief is out. Chief Gary Weiss abruptly resigned last night. He had been on leave for what the village administrator would only call a confidential HR issue. Germantown's Police and Fire Commission will hold a public meeting at Village Hall on Thursday at 6 p.m. where they plan to appoint an interim chief. Looking ahead now, a community discussion scheduled for tomorrow in Oak Creek after residents found coal dust covering their cars close to the We Energies power plant. Health concerns will be the main topic at the meeting. We Energies said earlier this month that it is monitoring the air and that its independent health experts conclude there is no health risk to neighbors. The meeting will be at the Oak Creek Public Library from 6 to 7:30. A celebrity sighting at UW-Madison yesterday had professors fighting for the attention of their students. Rumors started spreading early on social media that Steve Carell was on campus in a visit with one of his kids. They started with some blurry pictures of Carell sporting sunglasses and a baseball cap, and by the end of the day, those pictures were much clearer, like selfies and stuff. Students reportedly ditched their midterm studies for a glimpse of the star. He apparently obliged on several occasions. Still ahead, we'll take a look at the markets this afternoon. And Community Alliance, the suburban communities coming together to tackle the substance abuse issue and the target audience they're trying to reach with an event next week. Taking a live look at the markets right now, kind of a mixed bag. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 80 points at 24,691. NASDAQ is to 73.42. That's slipping 3 points in the S&P 500, off just a point to 27.12. All levels of government, health officials, schools, families, everybody is trying to tackle how to prevent substance abuse. A couple of suburban communities are teaming up for a health event next week, and to tell us a little bit more about that is the superintendent of Greendale Schools, that's Gary Kiltz, and health specialist for the Greendale Health Department, Madeline Eisen. Thank you both for being here today.
You're welcome.
Madeline, let me start with you. Just give us a picture of the landscape here. What is the battle when you're talking about substance abuse in our communities?
Sure. So in Greendale and Hales Corners, which is where Community Alliance is trying to tackle the issue, it's no different than the county, than the state, than the nation. We're all struggling with this issue, and our communities are not immune. And really, obviously we want to prevent substance abuse from happening, but we also want to make sure that we are, as communities, offering support to families in crisis and those who are on their journey of recovery, and also to really try to reduce social stigma